Hi guys, hope you're doing great. And this is the day three of our project series. Well, we successfully finished the day one and day two. So if you haven't watched the day one and day two, don't worry, guys. I'll drop the link in the description below. So please go ahead and watch it first. Well, we finished the server-side coding and we finished the React navigations and the authentications, and we configured the Redux successfully in this project so far. Well, in this series today, that we're gonna finish our new post where the user can able to add a new post, upload the video or audio or images or whatever. The user can able to upload it by using this user interface. Well, that's the thing we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna implement this nice slider, and we're gonna implement the place where the user can choose a file where he wants to, which file that he wants to upload it. Well, without wasting your time, let's jump into the video. All right then, so if you look at our project so far, if you click this, that will take us to the new post upload. Currently we haven't configured this route so far. That's the reason we can't see it over here. So what we need to do is I need to open the app.js. So let me open the app.js in the client folder, and this is that file. So what we need to do is we need to configure our main file, so the place where the user can able to see our new post so far. So if you see here, currently it's going to the new post and it's going to the upload route, so the user can have see the place where he can upload it. And right the same way we can see I am having the my media, so where I can able to see all the media posts and collections which I have saved it so far, and I can go to the uploads. So we need to build this sub level menu functions and as well as main level menu functions also. So don't worry about these things, we'll worry about it later. Let's focus on these things first. All right, so to do that, first we need to create the main route for our new post where the user can able to navigate between my media, upload, statistics, collections, and so far. So let's go here, and inside the components folder, or it's going to be, all right, so let's keep it where we can create it. Let's create it inside the containers folder. That will be better because new post is going to be a very big file. So let's create it inside a container. So right click your containers folder and create new post. So here, new file, new post.jsx and or AFCE, and go to the index.js, and here we have to export that file. So new post, let me copy this file and paste it over here, save the changes and save this changes too. All right, so now what we need to do is let me close every other file and open the app.js. So right after here, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to import our new post. And this route is going to be basically it's need to go to new post, and it needs to go to the upload or whatever the URL it might be. It's need to go to the new post first. So new post slash star. So whatever it's coming after this new post and star, it might be upload or statistics or my media or collection or whatever it is. So that's need to load the component in this area. Depends on that URL, right? So save the changes. Now if I click this, now you can see we are inside the new post, right? You can see we are inside the new post. So here we need to configure the bunch of stuffs inside the new post, how exactly the new post should look like. Let's go to the new post. All right, and of course what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the styles for this class name. Well, of course it should always take the screen length, so type screen, window screen, and height is going to be auto, so let's leave it auto in this case. And of course it's going to be flex, and flex it should be in the column direction, and everything should be in the center, and it should be starting in the center, and the position should be relative position. So let me enable the word wrap so that you can see it completely. All right, here we go. Save the changes. Fine, now everything is exactly as it is same, so you can't see any difference in it. And then what I need to do is, if you have a close look over here, we can see we have a nice banner section over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that banner section exactly from our home container, I think. So here we go. This is the thing. So I'm just going to copy this completely and I'm going to paste it exactly over here. And we need to bring this banner image, import it, save the changes, and now we have that banner image over here. But in this case, I'm not going to use this banner image. I'm going to bring this asset. Exactly, where is that index file? So I'm going to bring this new post, which I already shared with you, so that you can download it and you can use it. And all right, so here we can change this to new post pg, so I don't need this banner. Save the changes. All right, so now here we go. So we have that exact image over there. Look at that. But the problem over here is, so what we need to do is I need to change the height of it, and I need to fix some things over here. So I can't keep this image exactly as it is over there, because that will it's too bright. So I need to reduce the brightness level. To do that, what we can do is let's wrap this thing completely into one more division, like this div, and keep this division as class name. This is going to take the width completely, and height it's going to be 320 or 340 something, 340, and I'm going to keep it as a relative position, so that we can bring one exact layer top of that banner image absolute by using the absolute position. Right, instead of using the screen, this is also going to be widthful, and height is also going to be widthful. All right, so I think why I need to keep a division inside a division, that's not necessary. Well, in that case, I'm sorry, so let's revert the changes. This division is unnecessary because I failed to notice that it is already inside a division. Let's bring it back, okay, over here. So let's change this to width as full, and let's keep this height as 340. All right, so then instead of flex and everything, so I'm just going to remove these things. All right, so now here I'm going to bring one more division, class name, and this division is going to be absolute position, absolute, and it's going to be pinned to each and every corner, top, left, right, and bottom. So insert 0 and bg overlay 4. Save the changes, and now we can see we have that background image, and as well as it's reduced the height, and it's having some mild background layer at the top of it. That's looking good as it's supposed to be good. So then what we need to do, we need to bring this filter section, which is going to be common for both in our home section, and as well as it is common for our upload section. So don't worry about this thing right now, so we'll take care of it later. Let's move on to this sub level menu functions. So right after this division, this is the place where we need to bring that filter section. Let's add a comment and we'll bring it back to this position later. So then what I'm going to do, and this is going to be a complete section, so let's create one section over here, class name, and inside this section only we're going to render these different like what is that, the routes, upload, statistics, and everything, right? So for this it's going to be to instead of typing it completely, I'm just going to copy and paste that CSS classes. So please take your time, pause the video, and type these complete classes, everything. So if I save the changes, currently it will be here. You can't see anything so far because we haven't added anything inside so far. Then inside here, I'm going to bring one more division. Basically this you can see here, we have, this is the entire section, right? Wait a second. That is my screen brush. All right, so here you can see this is the complete section, right? This is the complete section, and inside that section we have two different divisions. This is one division, and the rest of the stuff is going to be the another divisions. So these are the things. This is how we need to wireframe it. So basically we finished this entire outside division. Now we need to worry about this inner divisions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring two different divisions over here. Division and division. So the first division is going to be for our sub-level menu functions, which is basically, it is in a row direction. All right, so what we need to do is, so I'm just going to make sure it's going to take the complete width available of that section, and height it's going to be auto, and I'm going to bring everything in the flex direction. So flex item center, and justify content is going to be in the starting position. I don't want to keep it in the center position because it's need to be in the starting position. Then I'm going to say overflow X, it's going to be scroll. Overflow X is going to be scroll, because when it's compressed into a mobile division, when it's loaded in the mobile devices, these menus should be icon able to scroll left and right. So that's the reason we are keeping it in the overflow X scroll positions. So inside here, I'm going to create one unordered list. So UL tag class list, and we're gonna add flex, and items, everything should be in the center, and the gap, each and every element, these gap, it should be 6, and justify it in the center. So inside this here, what we are going to do is basically we are going to load the li tags, right? So but what I'm going to do is, instead of writing these repeated li tags, I'm going to create one array, and let's go here, supports and the utils folder, just like the same way what exactly we did for main menu. I'm going to bring one more sub menu here, just like exactly the same thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to copy it and paste it, which I already have. So please take your time and then repeat the same stuff, just a few alterations over here. Quite everything is same, just the last two is the different thing. Okay, so save the changes, and I'm going to use this sub menu over here to do that, to render that menu options and everything. So what I'm going to do is, if we have that sub menu, if we do have that sub menu, then I need to render it sub menu dot map. All right, so I need to get the menu from it, menu, then I need to render it. Don't forget to add the normal brackets over here, because we are rendering a the HTML codes over here, so that's supposed to be a normal parenthesis. Then I'm going to bring the nav link, which is from our React router DOM, enter, and inside here key is going to be menu dot id, because we do have the unique field over here. Then let's add the class name. So class name, it's going to be like, we need to make sure which menu is active, because if you have a look at here, so we need to make sure which menu is active and which menu is inactive over here. So to do that, so now link itself provides you an object over here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a function, okay, and this is going to give you an object which is going to be is active. So this is an object that we are getting it from our React router DOM itself, and I'm going to check if is active. If this is active, then I need to do something, or else I need to do something. So basically, if the menu is active, so it's going to use a very specific styles. Let me copy those styles and paste it over here. Like text, it should be big blue color. When I'm hovering it, it should be a darker blue or something. Like it should be a darker blue like this. And if it is not active, I'm going to display a different color over here, which is going to be a primary color, primary. So basically, if it is active, it's going to be in a blue color, or else it's going to be in this color. So let's save these changes, save it, and I'm going to keep it exactly the same 400 itself. All right, so over here currently we don't see anything because we haven't rendered anything inside. So here what I need to do, I need to bring that name, so menu dot name, save the changes. Now you can see this thing, and it is not supposed to looks like this. So what is the mistake that we did? to menu dot slug. It should take the user to that specific URL. Save the changes. All right, so now once you added that to property, you can able to see that menu options it's working as it's supposed to be, right? You can see here. Cool, right? So now when I click this, it takes to the statistics, collections, upload, and each and everything, but I can't see those specific component which is not rendering over here because we haven't create that part yet. We just finished with the routing, but we haven't mentioned for which particular route, which particular component needs to be loaded. We just instructed our app.js. If anything is coming through this news post, just render this new post component. But for each and every specific route, upload or statistics or whatever it is, we need to render each and every component in this specific area. That's the reason we created this division over here. So that's what we are going to do next. All right. So inside this division, now what we need to do is I'm going to create a class name. So class name, which is going to be width, it's going to be full. Width is going to be full, and flex, and everything is going to be in a column direction. The reason is because inside this division, you can see everything is coming in the column direction. So just like the same way, and items, everything should be in the starting point, and justify it should be in the starting point, and height it's going to be at auto, and py, the both top and bottom, it's going to be a 4 or something. And inside here I'm going to bring that routes, and inside this route I'm going to bring each and every route one after another. All right, so first thing is going to be our upload. So this path is going to be slash, sorry for that noise. All right, so here we go. So slash upload path is going to be slash upload. Then, and when this specific route is active, what particular component that I need to show over here, that is going to be the create post. So whenever user navigate to this specific route, we need to create a separate component for it, which is going to be create post.jsx or AFCE, and let's go to the index. Let me save this. And where is that index? So this is the component index.js, right? Yes, component. So let me copy and paste it, and I'm going to say create post, copy this, paste it here, save the changes, and let's close this. And just like the same way for create post, what else we need? We need the my media. So I'm just going to say my media.jsx or AFCE, save the changes. And what is that? What is the collection? So we need to create the collections.jsx or AFCE, save the changes. And let's get back to the index.js and export the remaining two also. So this is going to be my media, copy and paste it here too. And this is going to be collection, copy this and paste it here. Save the changes. Now let's get back here, and I'm going to say create post. Yes, it is. So make sure that is rendered from the components. Yes, exactly. So copy it and paste it few more time, and this is going to be collections. When it's collections, it should render the collections component, and when it's my underscore media, so don't make any mistakes because these things are coming from here, these slugs. Make sure that you're using the exact same name of these slugs. All right, so save these changes, and now it is supposed to refresh it. If I refresh it, statistics, collections, nothing is rendering over here. Why? Route, am I using the proper route? Yes, everything is coming from nav link, routes and routes, everything is perfect, fine. So what is the problem is, yep, this is a component, but we just give it as a reference. We should make sure that it should load as a component. My bad, it is supposed to look like this. Sorry. There we go. Look at that. Now we are inside the upload part, so we are getting the create post. If I go to the collections, I can see collections. If I go to my media, I can see the my media. So this is not going to be create post, it is going to be my media. Yeah, silly mistakes. Cool, right? So we finished our main routing parts and everything. Now what we need to do, all we have to jump back to the create post, the place where we are going to create the post one after. So like create the post to where the user can able to upload their new post or images or anything else. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. Whew. All right then, so let's get back to the create post like this. All right, so now we are inside the create post. So here what we are going to do is, so I'm just going to say something like over here, like width is going to be full and height it's going to be auto, and flex item center, justify center or starting position, make sure that it's a starting position, and it's going to be flex in a column direction, and the gap between each and every element should be this gap 4. All right, so then what we need to do is inside here, what are the stuffs that we need to layer it. So first it's going to be alert notification, so we need to bring the alert notification, later we worry about it. Then what else we have the title, so we need to bring the title. Then what else, we need to bring this slider, which is going to be a slider, and we can name this as what, categories sections. Then we need to bring the file upload part, the place where we are uploading the file, and we need to bring that keyword section. We need to bring the keywords section, and last but not least, which is going to be the description here. All right, and final part is going to be the button, which is of course the last layer. All right, these are the stuffs that we need to bring it inside one after another. So let's worry about this alert section later. So let's bring the title first. So to bring the title, all we have to do is to create an input field. That's it, that's all we need to do. And I'm going to keep it as a text format, and I'm going to bring it as a placeholder over here, and you just need to type your post title here, your post title here, just like this. If I save these changes, let's see what we got. We are inside. Okay, go to the upload. Here we go, we got your post title here, something like this. So what we need to do is we need to make some changes over here. So let's go ahead and do that customizations for these fields one by one. All right, so let me go to this input field, and let's say class name. So for this class, which is going to be a nice design, you can see here it's having some inner shadow and nice borderline, and it's having this nice outline also over there. So let's do it now. Let's go back here. All right, so for this, what we need to do, make sure that it's taking the complete width first. All right, save. Then padding in the left and right, it's going to be this, and the top and bottom is going to be this. All right, so now we can see it's having this padding and the width completely full. Then I need to make sure this is rounded MD, and BG it's going to be we don't need to worry about that, let's leave it. Border, let's keep it as the same color, and the border gray color, it's going to be 200. Save the changes, and now you can see a nice border line over there. Then what we need to do is we need to bring the shadow inside. So I'm going to add shadow inner. Then I'm going to make the text as a large text, and text color is going to be primary, and font is going to be the semicolon. Save the changes like this. Look at that, we finished that look and feel over here. Cool, right? Then we need to create a state to monitor this input field. So that we need to do now. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that state. So what I'm going to do is, let's go to the top and right over here, I'm going to create a state. So let's create use state. Let's import it. Make sure that is imported. Then I'm going to create this use state snippet. So don't click or type anything. So without clicking anywhere outside, just type the state name, what name you want to create it. So here I'm going to create it like what we can say, this is just title. So title, press the tab key. Initially the title is going to be an empty string. Cool. So then for this I'm going to supply the value. The value is going to be the title, and on change, whenever there's changes are happening, I'm going to get an event from here and set title the event dot target dot value property. Whatever that value I'm getting from this input field, collect it and update to the state itself, and that state will update that value immediately to your input field. Cool. So this is what we are trying to do over here. So what we need to do is we need to bring this category section. So if you have a look at this category section, you can see that we're having this nice drag slider over here. So this is what we need to build right now. So for this, what we are going to use is we are going to use this swiper.js. So search for this swiper and you can find this very first link over here. So I'm going to click this swiper demos over here, and we're going to use this drag slider. So where it is, here, this grab cursor, this is the one which we are going to use. This is the style that we are going to use for that specific design. So if you click this React over here, so that will takes you to the sandbox where you can see the official code of that exact example, so that we can use that exact example inside our React over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and install this swiper.js. So let me open up the terminal and let me say yarn add swiper. So that will install the swiper in our project. All right, so it's downloaded and it's almost finished. Yes, here we go. So we installed the swiper in our project. So then what we need to do is, all we have to do is to just copy this code completely and we have to paste it over here. Cool. Right, so and what are the things? Let's add some of the things. So first we need to add the where is that? Let me make it big screen. Why it's looking like this? Let me well, there is some quite changes happened in this, so I can't see that navigation menu or anything. So how can I open these styles.css? All right, so this, okay, so now these are the styles that we need to copy for this example over here. But don't worry guys, which I already shared with you. So open up your assets folder. So inside the assets folder, I do have this style CSS, and you can see we have that styles swiper styles.css. Right, so don't worry about those styles and everything. So now what we need to do is we need to copy certain things. So let me copy and paste it. We need to copy those import statements over here, these import statements from here. So let me paste those changes. So we need the swiper and the swiper slider, and we need the swiper CSS from this available packages, and we need to bring the swiper CSS bundle, and also we need to bring our own styles.css, the swiper styles. All right, so then what we need, we don't need these paginations and all those things. I don't need to bring this paginations and all those effects and everything. Just we need to bring those the swiper options and everything. So to, you can see here it's quite a large number of categories list and everything. So what we need to do is, so let me bring those categories first. categories list. So I'm going to copy that array and I'm going to paste it over here. Copy, and I'm going to paste it over here. This is the category list. Don't worry about these, the code, whatever which I copied it and pasted it. I will drop that link in the description below, so don't worry about it. So save the changes and create the post. Go to the create post, and right now what we need to do is, so over here I need to bring that category list first. So I need to make sure whether I do have that category list or not. Only if I do have that categories list, then I need to render it. Categories list dot map. I need to get the each and every value, or you can say it's a menu item, or I'm just going to get it as a value, as an array. Render it inside here. So here I need to bring that the swiper. Basically this is how we need to render it. You can see swiper is the main class. Inside that we having the swiper slide, like each and every one by one slide. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to wrap this complete stuff inside a swiper. First we need to bring the swiper object inside. So let's bring the swiper, enter, and inside here now what we need to do is we need to bring that the swiper objects and everything. So what are the objects that we need to bring? So first thing, let's see here, what is the property? Slides per view. So basically this is going to be a grab cursor. So basically grab cursor is going to be true. I need the grab cursor. Then space between, so the spaces between each and every object, it's going to be 10. And I need to centralize each and every, so by default whenever you're using the slides of the swiper, by default the slides, everything is centralized. So I need to make it false. So I need to make sure the slides and everything is starting from the end of the screen. So that's the reason we are making it to centralized as a false. Then what we need to do, we need to bring the class name. So class name by default, you can see this is going to be your class name. Let me paste that code inside here, and I'm just going to copy this my swiper and I'm going to paste it, because this is by defaultly it's coming from the swiper bundle CSS, so we don't need to change that name. Then slides per view, in the single view how many slides you need to see. Maximum I need to see slides per view, I can able to see the 8 slides. You can see we can maximum able to see the maximum the 8 slides over here. So that's the reason we are adding the 8 slides. Then, and I think this is more than enough. Then inside here now I need to bring each and every swiper slide. So swiper slide, enter, and this swiper slide key is going, everything should be key. So value dot id, everything should be unique. So value dot id. Then class name is going to be py. So top and bottom we are just adding some padding, so we need to increase the padding for the swiper sliders. Then inside here I'm just going to bring that one division. Inside that division, and I'm going to bring one value, which is going to be the name, value dot name. Save changes. So right now we are supposed to see here. Now you can see the grab slider is working perfectly, right? See, when I'm scrolling left and right, it's working perfectly as it's supposed to be. But the problem is it's not looking as good as over here. But even though when you're clicking it, it's changing the selected, the highlighted text. We can make sure that's the one which is selected category. So we need to do that one also, right? So that we can do it by the state managements and everything. So but first I need to bring this normal look over here. So to do that, what I need to do is I'm going to add some styles for this. Let me bring the conditional rendering and I bring the string literals over here. Okay, so px left and right, it's going to be 2, and top and bottom it's going to be 1, and then flex it's going item center, and it's going to be justify center, and rounded empty, and border gray 200 or 300, we can keep it 200. Whenever I'm hovering it, I need to show the shadow. Then by default it should show this shadow, inner shadow, inner. right? Save the changes. So let's go here and look at it. Right now it's looking like this. But what I need to do is, whenever I'm going to set the category, I'm going to get the category. So here I'm going to get the category. So let me create a category first. Use state snippet category. By default it's going to be an empty string. So over here what I'm going to do is, so whenever I'm going to create an on click event, when I click this, I'm going to set that category the name, exact name. So if the value whatever that we are loading over here and the state whatever we are updated, if both are same, then we need to highlight it. That means only if the user click this, the state will get updated, then only the value of the state and the value of that particular menu will be same. If both are same, we need to change this color. That's what we are trying to do over here. So here what I'm trying to say is, so condition render it, if the category is equals to value.name, then what color we need to do, if not, what color we need to do. So otherwise we can just say only that both are same, I need to change the bg color. Like this also you can do just the true statement. If you don't need the false statement, you can just use the true statement just like this way. So bg gray is going to be 200. All right, just like that. So save the changes. Still it doesn't make any changes. So what I need to do, I need to add an on click event for this. So on click, whenever I'm clicking this division, on click, I'm going to set the category, set category, open it, value.name. So now you can see when I click this, the color will get changed. See, because the state is being updated. So this both values will be same. The category state will have the music and the value of the name is also music. So that's the reason it's highlighted, right? So now we can see the slider is working perfectly as it's supposed to be. Cool, right? Then we just need to make some changes for this name. So let's say class name, and let's say text is going to be base, the text size, and the text is going to be the primary color. Cursor it's going to be the pointer if you need. Now we can see we have the pointer, so that user when clicks it, it looks like this. When you click and drag it, you can click like this. Cool, right? So we successfully finished this slider part. So the next what we need to do is we need to bring this file upload section. So that's what we are going to do next. So right after this we have this file upload section. So we are going to do that now. So what we need to do is we need to create a division. So class name. So that is going to be a very big class. So instead of typing it completely, I'm just going to copy it and paste it over here. So please pause the video and type it completely. Once you finish saving it, you can able to see this design exactly over here. All right. So inside here, what I need to do is I need to bring a spinner animation. So basically, when the user it's uploading an image, it shows a loading option over here, right? So we need to bring that loading option. All right. If the user is not loading it, then only we need to bring that the rest of the stuffs and everything. So let's go here. So if you want to download the spinner animation, so basically we can say tailwind css spinner. You can see this floor byte. So click this. There you can find a lots and lots of styles of the spinner animations. Just you have to copy that SVG code and you can directly use it inside your coding stuffs and everything. All right. So this is the place where you can copy it. In this case, I'm going to copy the styles which I already do have in my hand. So I'm just going to create a new component over here called spinner.jsx or AFCE, and I'm just going to copy this styles which I do already copied it from this flow byte website, which I'm using it currently like this, but I changed the colors. So copy this. All you have to do is to change the color right over here. You can change the color over here just like this. All right. So by default it's blue and dark color and something. So I just changed that color. So save the changes. And in the index.js we need to export it spinner so that we can use it spinner Then let's go here. I need to get that state. So we need to monitor one state for this upload option. So I'm going to get one more state over here. Use state snippet is loading. By default, it's going to be false. So here, what I need to do is I need to check that specific part over here. So if it is loading, then what I need to do, I need to bring that spinner option. Spinner, let's bring that spinner. So the spinner is being imported from directly, so I don't want to import it directly. All I have to say is / components, and that is going to be the spinner object which is exported from the components. If not, what I need to do, all right, so save the changes. So here right now, if this state is true, if I make this state as true, you can able to see that spinner option over here, right? So that's what we did, because if it is loading, it should load that spinner object, or not, I need to load this React fragments. So we need to update that React fragments now. So I'm going to change the state false back. If the state is not loading, what I need to do inside here, I need to write these stuffs which I want to show over here. So basically, if the user is not, if the file is not uploading, so it's not going to show that loading option. So if the file is chosen by the user, so we need to display that file. If the file is not even selected, we need to display the different options. So I can see by default it's showing this option, but when I click it, it goes to the file upload option. User can able to choose a file. If this file is being uploaded, this file will be displayed in that location, right? So that's what we need to do. So to monitor that, we need one more state called asset. So use state snippet. Use state snippet, let's say asset. By default, it's going to be null. So what I'm going to say here is, inside here, if I do have the asset, or if I don't have the asset, what I need to do, if I do have the asset, what I need to do, so adding the React fragments over there. If I don't have an asset, so all I have to do is to create a label box over here. So label, so delete this for option, we don't need that for option. So label, then inside this label, all I'm going to do is to create a division. So for this label, I'm going to add some class styles, so which is going to be, of course, width is going to take the complete width, cursor is going to be pointer, and height is going to be full. And this division is also going to take the width and height completely as it's supposed to be. So let's say it's going to be flex column, item center, justify center, and height is going to be full. Then inside this, I'm going to create one more division, which is going to be flex column, then justify center, item center, then cursor is going to be pointer, and inside this division we're going to bring a paragraph tag, and inside this paragraph tag I'm going to bring a cloud upload option. So we're going to bring a menu option. So let me import that. Import from React icons /bi, and I'm going to bring this bi cloud upload option inside this paragraph. Right, for this paragraph, I'm just going to say class name, font bold, and text to Excel. And right after this paragraph, I'm going to bring one more paragraph, and I'm going to say click to upload. So this is going to be text LG. Save these changes. So let's see what do we got. Look at that. We can able to see that the click to upload option, right? So then what we need to do is right after this division, that means before the label. So we need to bring an input field. When I click that, I need to make sure that the user can able to choose the file. So we need to bring an input tag. So input tag, and that is going to be type of a file. Say the changes. So now you can see that input file, but I don't want to display this like this. So what I can do is class name, and we can say this as width as 0, width as going to be 0, and height is going to be 0, like this. Now you can't able to see that option. Now if I click this, that will brings this option. If you click anywhere inside, you can able to see that the choose file option, right? Because this input field is completely inside this label box. So if I click anywhere inside that label box, I can able to bring that selection option. Cool, right? So then what I need to do is I need to make sure that the user is supposed to select only the image files and the video files and all those things, right? So we need to make sure that the user is allowed to select only a very specific files, like mp3 files, mp4 files, avi files, or jpeg, png, gif files. These are the file types that we need to allow the user to choose. So accept. So I'm just going to give the extensions over here, the allowed file extensions. So these are the file extensions the user can able to choose. .mp3, .wa wave file, .avi, .mp4, .jpeg, png, and gif files. These are the files that the user can able to choose over here, right? So save the changes. All right, so now that will displays the files only the user. You can see it will not show the all the kinds of files. If I go here, if I go to this, these are JPEG files or the downloads. See, it doesn't show, these files are not visible for the users. Cool. So let's finish it now. So then we finish the UI part. Now next what I need to do is whenever I click this user, that means user selected a file. So I'm going to create an event for this. What file event? On click event, whenever this is an input field, so this is supposed to be not on click, this is supposed to be on change. Whenever there are some changes being happening for this input field, I need to call this handle file select. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to create that method, const handle file select, open it. So whenever that event is being triggered, so we need to call this method, and this method is going to be an asynchronous method because we're going to upload this to our Sanity cloud. When a file selected by the user, we need to upload it to the Sanity cloud. Then only we can able to get back that URL and we can display it over here. All right. So then we can delete that URL by using that URL. We can delete that file from the Sanity data cloud also. Cool. So here I'm going to get that event over here. Then all I'm going to say is set loading as true. Once the user clicked it and selected that file, if the changes has happened, we are going to change the state as loading. Then what I need to do is I need to get that file. So const file is equals to event dot target. From the event we will get the target, and from that we'll get the files. Close it, and I'm just going to say console.log that file. Save the changes. Now let's make sure whether everything is working fine or not. Let's open it and let's go to the console. Let's choose a file over here. Close this. Let's choose a file. Select this. Open it. The state is now changed, and you can see we are getting that file informations, complete file informations. Cool, right? So here we are getting the type informations also. Using this type, we can restrict the users if the file extension is not properly selected. So we can restrict those actions and everything. Already we double checked with this one. It will accept only a very specific file format, even though we need to make it double check. Cool. All right. So let me refresh this because otherwise the state will constantly be the same. Now we have that files informations which is uploaded by the user, right? We do have the file information. So then what we need to do is we need to make sure this is an allowed file or not. So we need to create one more function to make sure that is an allowed file. So I'm going to create one more function. So I'm going to copy that function and paste it over here. So I'm going to create one more function called is allowed, and I'm going to send that file information inside here. I'm going to make sure that allowed types. So these are the allowed types that we are having. The file type, once I selected a file, you can see it's having that file type over here. So I'm going to cross verify that if this file type is inside this allowed type, then that means we are returning that object back. So this includes make sure if this file type is inside any of this array, this will returns true. So here I'm going to check, I need to have the file, and as the same way it should be true is allowed file. So basically I'm sending this file inside here. If that file type is inside any of this, it matches any of the strings inside this array, then it will returns true. Then this condition will become true. Then this if condition will be opened over here. So basically this function will return either true or false. This function will return either true or false only. Okay. So that's what, because if the file type is matches in this array, then it will return true, or else it will return false. So if we have the file object and we are getting the object as true, then only this condition will be triggered over here. All right. So if we don't have that file, if that file instance, in case if that any file type is not matches over here, what we need to do, I need to say set loading is loading as false. We need to make sure that set loading is false. Then we need to what we can say, we need to set that asset. We need to set the asset as null. Anyways, it's going to be null only. Let's make it null anyways. Then we need to make an alert message. Initially I told you we need to bring an alert message. So let's go here and bring an alert message over here. So to bring an alert, so we need to create a state for that. So I'm going to create a state for that alert. Use state snippet alert, and that alert is going to be an null. Initially it's going to be null, and this is the place we are going to check that alert. If I do have the alert message, then I need to render this div. Inside this div, I'm going to create one paragraph tag, and I'm going to bring that alert text over here. So for this class name equals to, let's keep this initially as true just for the time being. Let's keep it true. So if that is true, then we can able to see that. So for this class name, what I'm going to say is, like, I'm just going to copy this and paste it here, save the changes. Let me add something inside this paragraph. Why can't I see anything? Refresh this. I can't see anything over here. By default, alert is null. Oops. It's just going to be, I changed the asset instead of the alert. That's the reason. Yeah, now we are seeing that alert over there. So alert is working perfectly as it's supposed to be, right? We are seeing the alert message. and the alert text styles, it's going to be a little bit different. So for the paragraph we need to add some styles. So now if you are having any text or inside here, that styles looks like this. All right, so the state is updated perfectly, save the changes. So, and let's revert back this alert into a null. So now that alert message will not be displayed. So in case if there is anything going wrong when you're choosing this file, so here set alert, we need to set the alert like invalid file types or something, invalid file type. Then after a specific interval time, we need to, like after 3 seconds or 2 seconds, we need to remove that alert. So set alert into null. All right, so this message will be displayed, and immediately after 3 seconds this will be reverted back. Then set is loading, it's already false only, right? So no issues. Cool. So now else part is completed. Now we need to do the main part, which is we are going to upload this file to the cloud. So let's go ahead and do that upload part now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this thing to the cloud, but the problem is you need to figure it out whether the user is selecting an image or whether the user is selecting a video. So that's the important thing, we need to figure it out. So if so, that thing we can check it through in the Sanity backend at the backend part. But what we need to do is once you selected the file, inside that file I already shown you that we are having a very specific object called type. Using that type we can separate the file objects. If the type is equals to that image, then we can make sure that's an image, or else it's a video or an audio, something like that. But in Sanity, only image will be treated as an image data type, and the rest everything will be treated as a file data type. So we don't need to worry about it. Just we need to figure it out which is image and which is file. That's what we need to do. So here I'm going to let's open that Sanity. Where is that Sanity? Here, sanity.js in our root folder. This is the place. So right after here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create export const upload asset equals to a function, and this function is going to be an asynchronous function, async, and I'm going to send a file inside, and that is going to be our asset. Enter. So here I'm going to get the data object. So let's keep it at the response. Once it's uploaded, it will give that response. So let's keep it as a keep it outside. And here I'm going to write an if condition. If that it's equals to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an empty array. So I'm going to create an array like if the asset type, if the type object is inside any of these strings, then that means it's an image, or else it is a file. So we can separate it in that way. So if the user selected image, then of course the asset file type is going to be either GIF or PNG or JPG or JPEG, any file format. If it is inside this any file format, then it will be an image. So we need to upload it as an image. So what I'm going to do is data equals to await client object dot asset dot upload. We are going to upload that assets, and basically we are sending it as an image. Then we are sending that file, which file that we shared it inside, and then we need to open we need to specify the object, because we need to make sure what file type that we are uploading and what file name that we are uploading. So I'm going to send the content type. Content type, it's going to be asset dot type. Then file name is going to be asset dot name. So these two properties are coming from your files which we uploaded, which we selected. All right, if it is done, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to return the data. I'm going to return the data. Cool. Okay, so if the user selected and file, then what we need to do is, all I have to do is to copy this part completely and paste it over here. Just change this to a file. That's all we need to do. Save the changes. Now this part is successfully done. So let's go back to our create post and the place where we need to upload it over here. So what I'm going to do is await. I'm going to await until the assets uploaded successfully to our Sanity. Upload asset, send the file which we selected, then it's going to return a promise and we are going to gather that data. Open it, and I'm going to console log it. Console.log, we can say that is as uploaded asset, comma, data. Say the changes. So now if I click this, it's opened. If I click this, it should update the state. Right now it is being uploaded to our Sanity, and now we can see it's giving back that asset ID and metadata information, MIME type, what type it's showing us. It is an image, and what is the uploaded ID and URL. We can see that we are having the URL, which is really important. This is the URL. We need to collect it back and we need to display it over here. So now we have that informations over there, right? So I need to set that information to our asset. So set asset, set this data. Then now after this interval, say after this very specific time period of interval, like after 2 seconds or 3 seconds, I need to say set loading as false. Save the changes. Let's refresh it and let's try it now. So now the data will be pushed to the state so that we can use that state also. If I choose this image, now it's being uploaded. All right, it's uploaded. So after 3 seconds, the state loading, it's changed, and it's not showing that upload option also because it is uploaded. So it is uploaded. Now we have something inside the asset, so that's the reason it's not showing this option, click to upload. It's loading this empty fragments over here. So let's go ahead and display that empty fragments. So here also we need to check two different informations. So if that asset having the MIME type of image, so we need to display it as an image, or else if it is as a video, we need to display it as a video, right? So we need to check that thing over here also. So here, if we do have that asset, then if that's included inside this, so here you need to check which object you need to check. We need to check the MIME type. So let's go here and copy this part completely and paste it here. If that asset is equals to this MIME type, basically I need to make sure that I do have this asset. Only if I do have this asset, I need to check that. If that's so, if the asset and this, then I need to render this. What I'm going to show, I'm going to bring that image URL and I'm going to display it. I'm going to display the image. Inside the asset, we have this URL object. So we need to display that URL object. Let's save the changes. Now it's showing an error. We are getting the error. Asset dot includes, I need to add one more and over here. That's the reason. It's loading. Let me upload it one more time because these two conditions needs to be true. We need to have the asset object and it should match this any one of this type, then only we need to display this object. I missed this and property over here also, because these two conditions should be true. Let me choose one more image, upload it. If that image is uploaded successfully, now that should display the image over here. Look at that, it is displaying the image over here. Cool, right? So if it is a video, then what we need to do, we need to check this exact same thing. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it right after here. So what is that? Let me copy that and paste it over here. So if that is equals to the video controller of any of this file extensions, then I need to display this video. That's it. Just instead of image, you need to display the video. That's all you need to do. All right, so cool. Save the changes. Fine. So what we need to do is, and this is the place where it's being this division. Where is the division? This is the division, right? File upload. All right, this is the division. And one second. Right here we need to display that the trash option, that delete button option. We need to delete this image, right? We need to delete this part right here. We need to delete that part. Now once the user selected that delete option, this is supposed to be deleted, but we need to figure it out where exactly we need to add that, because this is the complete file upload division, this overall division. And yeah, we need to keep that thing over here right after here. At the end of the division, we need to keep that. If I do have the asset, then only I need to display this division. Div, we need to bring that div. All right, so I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here. And I need to add this icon. So where is that icon? Right here. Import from React icons. That is going to be font awesome icon. So I need to import the font awesome. And for this button, I created a delete asset method and I'm sending the ID. You can see we are sending this ID, which exact ID that we need to delete to that. So we need to create a method over here, right after here, const delete asset. So here I'm just going to keep it as an asynchronous function, so we don't need any error right now. If I save these changes, okay, you can see that we do have this delete button over here. We can see that we're having the delete button. All right, so now when the user clicks this delete asset method, we are sharing that ID to that method. Using this ID, we need to delete it from the data cloud, because otherwise the user will constantly upload that image every time. So whenever the user is uploading because right now the user selected the image and this image is being uploaded to our Sanity cloud, and we are getting the URL and we are displaying it. If the user might want to change this image, he needs to delete it first from the cloud. We need to remove that image from the cloud. So that's the reason we are sharing that ID to delete it from the cloud. So I'm getting that ID over here, then enter. I'm going to say set is loading as true. Then I'm going to write a code to delete an asset from the Sanity. So here I'm going to add this delete uploaded asset. I'm sending that ID and I'm going to client using the client object, I'm going to delete that specific ID from that. Then we are returning the data object. Save the changes, and here I'm just going to say await delete uploaded assets. I will send that ID to that method, and that will returns the promise, and I will get that data object from there. Let's open it, and once it's successfully deleted, we just need to make that set asset as null. Then we need to make sure that set interval as, then we will say set is loading as false. Save the changes. Now if I click this, I can choose a file that is uploaded, and you can see that icon right now, and the image is loaded. If I click this again, look at that, that thing is successfully deleted from the cloud, and it's get back to this form over here. So if you want to make sure that you deleted successfully, let me console log that data too, and let me give an ID for this, like deleted asset something. So if I choose this, upload it, it will be uploaded. It's uploaded. And if I click this, and you can see it's deleted that asset. Document ID, which document is deleted, and what is the result, and you can see the array of objects, which object is being deleted successfully, right? So we now successfully uploaded the image, and we displayed it, and we deleted it also. Now we need to make sure whether we are displaying the videos also properly. So let me go to the downloads. Do I have any videos over here? Videos, yeah, here I do have some videos. So let me choose any one video. This is 4 MB video. Let me open it, and it's uploading, and it's displaying that image. Cool. And it's displaying that video over here, and it's playing that video also, right? It's displaying the controls completely. If I need to delete this, that is successfully deleted, and you can see the deleted asset, which is successfully deleted from the cloud. Cool. So now we successfully finished this upload part. The next part is going to be your tag section. So let's go ahead and do the tag section. So which is not that much tougher than this particular part, which we already successfully finished. So let's go here, and what we have to do is, you can see we're having a division over here. All right, basically this is a division. Inside the division we have one input field, and we have this clear button option also. And now all I have to do is, I need to type the tag separated by the comma. For instance, let's say nice comma animated character or something, and 3D stuff. Once I press enter, you can see it's splitted everything, and it's displaying that this option for each and every the tags elements. And if I want to delete it, I can delete the tag element from that array, right? This is what that we need to do it in the tag section. So let's go ahead and do that particular part. So first we need to create the division. So div, inside that division only we have two different sections, like the input and the clear option. But probably you can see we have one more section over here that is also inside the tag section only. Basically this, you can see these two is a complete section, and inside that we have one more division, and inside this division we have one input field, and we have one clear button, like this. So this is what that we need to do right now. All right, so let's go here and let's add some styles for this division. Basically we're going to bring two different this is one division and this one divisions. So let's bring two main divisions over here, division number 1 and division number 2, and this is going to be width full, and flex column. Gap between both objects, both these division is 4. Then item center, justify center. And for this division, the first part for this division, class name, and that is also going to be the exactly the same thing. Copy it, paste it, and I'm going to say it as a relative positions. And inside this division, first thing is going to be the input, and I'm just basically to copy the placeholder part, copy it, paste it, and we need to create a state to monitor this tags. Let's go to the top and let's create the tags and everything. So basically we need to create two different states over here. One is for tags, the separated tags, and another one is the keyword which I am typing in this input field. So use state snippets keywords. This is for your input field, and use state snippet, and this is the separated tags from that input field, like this nice and 3D. This is going to be each and everything. It's going to be an array, just going to be an empty array initially. All right, so then for this input field, where is that input field? For this input field, we are going to say the value is going to be the keywords. Then on change, we'll get that event and we'll update that set keywords using method target dot value. We'll update that keywords. Then we'll give some styles for these things. Class name. So let me copy that styles completely and let me paste it over here. Save these changes and let's see how it looks like. All right, it looks like this. Good. Then what we need to do is we need to bring that the one more option, which is going to be, I'm just going to copy this import method, and that is going to be AI, and we're going to bring that AI outline clear, this one. So let's bring that icon inside right after this input tag, AI outline clear. For this, we are going to add some class name, styles property. Let's add the styles. Then for this, I'm going to say on click. Whenever I'm clicking it, I need to set the keywords completely as an empty. So set keywords to an empty string. That means basically we need to bring this input field as an empty, and it's the same way set tags as an empty array. All right, so now we can able to see that clear options also. Cool, right? So then what I need to do is, if you notice that if I delete this, it's being deleted, and if I am typing something and if I'm separated by comma and if I press enter, you can see this entire operation is being done. So to do that, what we need to do is, for this input field, I'm going to create one more field called on key up. On key up, I need to say I need to handle that the specific event. So handle key up, I'm going to create one more method called handle key up. So let me copy this, and then we need to create a function. So at the top, right after this delete assets, so const handle key up. Open it. So we are going to get that event, and inside here, if that event dot key is equals to enter, if the key is equals to enter, then only these stuffs needs to be executed. Otherwise, these things should not be executed. So what I'm going to say, I'm just going to say set keywords as an empty string. as an empty string. Then split that set tags from the keywords. I need to split the keywords completely. Dot split, using split method, I'm going to split everything by comma. So save the changes. So if everything is splitted, then it will be displayed in the tags. It will be stored in the tags as each and every separated, each and everything will be separated as an array. So like this, let me console.log the tags. Now if I type something, sample, comma, something, comma, something, if I press enter, we are getting an empty array where we are making the mistakes. My bad. Basically, we are setting that keywords empty first. This is supposed to be right after that. My mistake. Comma, enter, and now we can see we're having these things over here. So refresh it. Let's try it one more time. I'm just going to cite sample, something, enter. What's the issue? Enter. Okay, the problem is only after the second time when I'm pressing the enter key, it's getting that particular value. Then probably this is because of this event. Where is it? It is supposed to be then on key down. So now let's try something. No, now also it's getting the previous value only. On key press. So only at the second time, whenever I'm pressing that second time only, it's getting that value. I'm not sure why, but it's working perfectly. What will be the mistake? Let's keep it as on key up itself. What mistake I made? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why it's showing like that? Okay, let's check it out first. Let's try to display it. Then later let's figure it out what exactly why it's happening. Because every time, probably because of the event firing. Let's see. First, let's try to display it. If it is displaying it properly, then we are fine. Otherwise, we need to figure it out a different way of approach for it. All right, cool. This is the division, and this is the division. The first division is completed, and this is the place we need to check. This division is supposed to be displayed only if I do have the tags. If the tags dot length is greater than 0, then only it is supposed to be displayed. So here paste the division, and for this I'm going to add some class name which is exactly the same as for this upload section. Enter, and now you can see we have the tags. That's the reason it's showing over here. Then here if the tags dot map, then we need to get that tag and along with that index also. So we need to maintain the unique, right? So that's the reason. So tag, open it, and this is should be condition the normal brackets for rendering the component, not the array of, not the normal parenthesis, functional parenthesis. Enter. And here I'm going to bring that division. And for this key, I'm going to use that index for unique key, and for class name, and I'm going to bring the class name for it, because inside this division I'm going to have two different things. One is that paragraph to display that tag name, tag, and another one is that icon, the close icon. I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it over here, import it. This is the style. On click, what I'm going to do is, whenever I'm clicking that close button, if I click this close button, basically this stuff is supposed to be removed from the tags. So that's the reason I'm filtering. So when I filter it, so I'm trying to filter it. If that value, it's not, so basically I'm trying to remove this, except this, I need to keep everything inside that array. If I click this, I need to remove this nice. So that value should not be equal to that particular name. That means except this particular nice keyword from that array, we need to remove everything. That's what we are trying to do. All right. So if I click this, that will be removed from there. So I'm just going to say sample nice love or something, enter, and now it's working. How come? Okay, it's working somehow. So if I click this, now you can see that particular term will be excluded from that array, and the rest of the stuffs will be displayed over here. It's working perfectly as it's supposed to be, right? And if I click this, that will keep the complete tags as an empty tags. Cool, right? So we finished the tags part. Then the rest is going to be our description part. So let's go here, and right after here I'm just going to bring the description. So let me copy this and paste it over there. Okay, this is the description that we are trying to do. So I need to create the description state. So let's go here to the top and let's create use state snippet description, and it's going to be an empty description, and that will display the description over here. Cool. Then last but not least, we need to bring the button over here, and for that button I'm going to create a division. Inside that division I'm going to bring this save data. So let's create that function. So basically it's going to display this button over there, but it will throws an error for the save data function because we haven't created that function. So let's go here, and right after here const save data is equals to asynchronous function, enter, save it, and now we can see we have that button over here. So close this. So if you close this, you can see that button at the right corner. In the normal screens, it will take the complete length over here. Cool. So now when I need to save this complete documents, I need to push this complete documents to the cloud. So that's what we are going to do now, which is going to be the most important part. So if any of the fields that haven't been selected, I need to display the alert. So if not title, if I don't have the title, or if I don't have the asset, or if I don't have the category, the user doesn't choose a category, that's an important thing, or if I don't have the tags, because that's also an important thing, then what I need to do is I need to display the alert as required fields are missing. Required fields are missing, else I need to move on to the upload part. So say this changes. If this functions, everything is working perfectly as it's supposed to be, then what else it's need to happen? It should throw the alert message right now. If I click this, you can see the required fields are missing. Cool. The alert message is working perfectly now. And inside this else part, so what I'm going to do is, if it is an image, we need to do something. If it is an file, we need to upload it in a different way, right? So we need to make sure that the user is uploading an image or the user is uploading the video. So how can we get that? So you can, so by the time when we are uploading, we can see we will get this MIME type, right? Inside this MIME type, we will get the video /mp4 or image /png, something like that. It doesn't matter what it's coming after that slash. So we need to extract that slash and we can able to figure it out whether it is video or it's an image. That's what we are going to do here. So here I'm going to check one more time if the asset condition render it, then mime type dot split. I'm going to split it. How? I'm going to split by using slash. If it is splitted, then the first index is going to be equals to that term called image, right? If it is equal to that, then it is an image, or else it is a video, or else it is a what is that? It is a any other kind of file, right? So let's try to do that here. Let's make it like console.log. It's an image, or let's console log it this itself. Save the changes. Now let me give some let's give some title. Let's choose something and come on over here. Now we have some tags. Let's upload some what's that? Let me go to the desktop images. Let me choose any one image. It's loading. Now we have that asset and everything. Description is optional, that's up to you. So now if I save it, still it's showing required fields are missing. I choose the category, asset tags. How come? Title is there, asset, oh, okay, my bad. It is not, only if the tags are not there, then only, my bad, sorry. If I click this now we can see it's displaying the option as image, because basically the mime type will show as image slash JPEG. So we excluded that JPEG from by separated it, and we are just printing it by the first index. So if I'm not printing this first index, see what's happening. If I'm not printing it, you can see image slash PNG. So we are selecting only the first index, because in that first index only we will get that whether it is an image or video. So now we can and be able to separate, isolate it. Then what we are going to do, we are going to upload this into the cloud. So before uploading into it, I'm going to create a doc. So doc const doc is equals to open an object underscore type. So basically the type of the document is it's based on your schema. So what we can say, what is that, post, yeah. So this is based on this particular name. So copy this, and type is going to be post. Then what are the fields that we need to share? First thing is going to be the title, because that's the thing, exact same field that we do have, title. So I don't need to mention the title colon title, just title, that's enough. Then what is the second field that we do have here? Keywords. So copy this, and for the keywords, what is that? Tags. We need to send the tags array, because that's an array of fields. You can see here, what is that? That's an array of fields. So you need to send an array. Then you need to send the description, which is exactly the same description, no changes in it. Then what is that? File source. What is that file source? It is basically file source. It's going to be, if it is an image, then you need to send it as an image. If it is not an image, then you need to send it as an others. We have only these two options over here, because yeah, because I need to right now, let's open that Pixabay sanity, this one. Okay, what is that? Live URL. I think we need to open the sanity right now. Let's open this localhost. All right, so let's go to the post over here, and if I go to the new post option, and you can see here, if the user selected the image, it will keep the value as image, or others, it will keep the value as others, right? So for this particular field only, we need to write that. So here, so what is that field name here? File source. So let's copy that file source, go here, comma file source colon. So basically that file source we can extract it from the asset mime type itself. So asset mime, let's copy this. If that file source will get that first index, if it is equals to the image, if it is equals to the image, basically if it is equal to that image, then what we need to do, we need to keep it as an image itself, or else we need to keep it as an others, right? Because that's what we are keeping as the value over here for others. Copy that others and give it over here. Then after the file source, what do we have? We do have the main image. So we make sure that is an image. So here I'm going to send the main image field, because basically the main image field is going to be an object, and underscore the type, it's going to be the main image. Okay, and you need to send the asset, what exact asset that we do have, asset, and we are going to send the type as a reference for that asset, reference, and you need to send the ID as a reference, ref. Inside the asset we do have the field called underscore ID, asset question mark dot underscore ID. We are sending that asset as a reference, so we can later collect it, use it use that asset as a reference inside this field, and I can get that URL from that references later in the front end to display that image, right? Then what the field that we are missing? We are missing the categories. So I need to get the, I don't need to upload the other media since it's an image, so I'm going to leave that other media as an empty. So I need to get the categories, colon, I need to get that category. Then we need to make sure who uploaded this image. Basically we have that user in state, which is showing that user image, so we need to get that user state from here. So I'm just going to say const user equals to use selector hook, get the state object. From the state I need to get only the state dot user, right? So let's go here, and here I'm going to say that is going to be users, which is here users, copy this users field, colon, open it, and underscore type is going to be as a reference. Don't make any spelling mistake over here. Let me copy it and paste it here, then enter, and I need to send that reference ID, which is basically user question mark dot user ID, UID, because inside this user table you can see we have this user, and I kept this user ID. I'm sending this user UID field. Basically that is that unique ID. So 16006 something. If you go and check out over here, that is the UID field. We are sending that UID, reference ID, as a reference for the user object. So we can keep track this post which being uploaded by which specific user. So this is that object document. Then now what I need to do, I need to save this document into the sanity. So to save this post, I'm going to create one more method called save post. Let's go to the sanity over here, and here I'm just going to say export const save post equals to async, open it, doc, a function. So here it doesn't matter whether it is coming as an image or a video, it doesn't matter, because we are just going to save it, because we already filtered it. It's an image or it's a video or an audio, whatever it is. So we just creating the doc according to that, then we are sending that doc to that particular function, which is going to save that document into the specific type. So here I'm just going to say await client dot create, open it, and I'm going to share that document over here, dot then open it, then we will get that response object, open that, then console doc log saved doc colon, then right after here I'm going to say response, and right after here return that response, save it, and over here I'm just going to say Now the page might is refreshed. Okay, that's fine, totally fine over here. Now what we need to do is we need to instruct this function to await save post and send that doc to that function that will return the data, return a promise. Then open it. Here I need to set all the fields to empty. So first I need to set the alert message, like set alert as data saved, then set interval, like after 3 seconds I need to say set alert into null. So before this display, what I need to do, I need to say set title as an empty field. Then what else? Set category as null. Then what's this thing? Set keywords empty. Set tags as an empty array. Set description as an empty string. Save the changes. Now let's try to save a new post here. So let's say cute baby firefighter. Let's say, where's the baby? Here, baby. Click it, select the image, choose it. Now it's being uploaded. It's uploaded over here. And I'm just going to say baby cute firefighter. That's enough. All right, so some new firefighter, new adorable firefighter, something like this. If I hit the save, it's showing data saved, and I think I forgot to remove the asset. Yeah, everything is removed except the asset. So I need to remove the asset. Set asset into null. So let's go here and let's go to the post. Now a new post should be created. Look at that. It's created, firefighter, and you can see all the keywords is stored as an array, and description is there, and file type is image, and we do have that file, and we have the categories, and we have the user who's uploaded it, and the comments and collection object is still empty because we haven't added that, because that's supposed to be added through the front end, not over here. Cool, right? So it's working perfectly as it's supposed to be. So let me delete this empty document. We don't need it. Delete it. All right, so now the image, the upload option is working fine. Let's do the same thing for the videos also. So what we need to do is, so all I have to do is to copy this doc completely from there, copy it, and right after this else block, paste it. But this time what we are going to do is, for the, instead of main image, it is going to be other media. So I'm just going to keep it as another media, because the reason, you can see, if it is not an image, then it's another media. Then we need to keep this other media only over there. So other media, and the file type is going to be other media, and the reference and the asset ID, everything is going to be changed. Then it's same, and this is also going to be same, and categories, nothing is going to change. And this method, let's copy this method also from here, and right after this doc over here, I'm going to save the changes. Let's save the changes, and this time I'm going to upload a new video over here. Let's say, what video do we have? Downloads, videos. Let's say beach, nice beach, something. Let's say, okay, let's keep it as nature over here. Beach, sea, nice. Enter. Let's keep it as nice beach itself. And if I hit save, it's showing data saved, and everything is saved perfectly right now. And if I go here, and you can see we have it as a nice beach. If I open it, you can see everything is fine, and the file type is others, and you can see the file other media, the file which we uploaded, and the user and the category. Cool. So we successfully finished the part where the user can able to upload their own post and it's successfully saved in the Sanity cloud. Cool, right? So if we successfully finished it, then all we have to do is to fetch the data from the Sanity and we need to display it like this. And later we need to add the delete functionality, add the collection functionality. Then if you open any one for post from here, you need to display the option to select download that video, and we need to display the suggested post, and we need to display the related post, and we need to add the comment feature also. And the one more main important field that we need to add this filtering option, and we need to integrate this search functionality over here. These are the stuffs that is for the next video, so stay tuned. If you're having any questions or any doubts related to this video, drop the questions in the comments. I will definitely reply you back. And for your reference, all the copied and paste code and the files, everything is attached in the description below. So please go ahead and open it, and you can able to copy and paste that code, or you can able to type it by yourself also. All right. So I'll see you then in the next video.